All agencies under Home Ministry ordered to sign corruption-free pledge. Only victims of dog bites in affected areas will be vaccinated. Very good evening. Welcome to News on 2. I'm Renee Fong. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi wants all departments and agencies under the Home Ministry to sign the corruption-free pledge to prevent involvement in corruption and abuse of power when carrying out their tasks. Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid, who is also Home Minister, said the implementation of the pledge by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, showed commitment to duties and a desire to work in a conducive environment that is corruption-free in shouldering their responsibilities entrusted to them by the people. Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid said the implementation of the pledge could also help erase the negative perception of various parties, especially the public, towards the government.
Tetapi yang tidak popular ialah persepsi di luar, prasangka di luar. Saya mahu KDN, saya mahu jabatan-jabatan dalam KDN, saya mahu agensi-agensi di KDN benar-benar bebas dari amalan rasuah dari luar dan dari dalam negeri kita.
He said this at the Home Ministry's monthly assembly in Putrajaya today. Without setting the time frame for all the 10 departments and agencies under the ministry to take the pledge, Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid, however, congratulated the Royal Malaysia Police for taking the pledge yesterday and ordered the Immigration Department to follow suit to avoid public suspicion towards the department. Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid also commented on the presence of Thailand law enforcement officers in the country to conduct an investigation against a local company which was suspected of committing cross-border crimes. The Deputy Prime Minister said he left the matter to PDRM to discuss it further with the Thai authorities. Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid, who is also the Home Minister, said the cooperation between Malaysia and Thailand has always been good, especially in combating cross-border crimes. This includes extraditing criminals to Thailand to face charges.
Kami juga mempunyai perjanjian MLA, Mutual Legal Assistance, dengan pihak Thailand. Kita juga mempunyai jawatan kuasa bersama untuk pembenterasan jenayah rentas badan. Malah Timbalan Perdana Menteri Thailand General Pravit Wongsuwan mempunyai komitmen yang cukup tinggi di dalam pembenterasan jenayah rentas badan ini.
Only those who have been bitten by dogs in the localities declared to be affected by rabies will be vaccinated. Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. S. Subramaniam said this follows the standard operating procedures as set by the ministry. Speaking to the media at the Parliament lobby, Datuk Seri Dr. Subramaniam said the ministry had a stockpile of 8,000 vaccine vials with about 2,000 used already, and there were 20 localities in Sarawak that had been declared to be affected by the rabies outbreak.
Vaksin untuk haiwan itu di bawah Jabatan Veterinary, dan veterinary mereka pun mengikut maklumat yang kita dapat melalui perbincangan bersama. Mereka telah memberi vaccination kepada lebih kurang 17,799 ekor haiwan sampai 20 hari bulan Julai ini mereka dah memberi vaksin. So ini mereka, kebanyakan daripada mereka ini ialah haiwan yang dipelihara.
He also said that about 17,800 animals had been vaccinated as well, many of them being domestic animals. The minister added that the government recognized the severity of the outbreak and that there was a possibility of it spreading further, especially in high-density areas such as Kuching. He said the different agencies were working with the Sarawak government to contain the spread of the disease. Meanwhile, Datuk Seri Dr. Subramaniam has denied allegations that the supply of anti-rabies vaccine is not enough. He added that the anti-rabies vaccine stocks for human and animals are sufficient.
perkara kadang-kadang yang menimbul seolah-olah tiada ada bekalan vaksin yang tak mencukupi itu tak betul. Dan tentang apa SOP yang digunakan oleh pegawai perubatan durawati ini, mereka menggunakan bukti-bukti sains untuk membuat itu. Ada ke memberi vaccination selepas mendapat gejala-gejala itu akan mendapat faedah apa tidak, itu ialah satu keputusan yang akan dibuat oleh para doktor yang menjaga mereka. Kalau tiada faedah langsung, mungkin mereka tidak akan. Tetapi sebenarnya pada kes-kes yang diperlukan vaccination atau menggunakan apa yang digunakan immunoglobulin sebagai satu passive protection terhadap gigitan itu digunakan di keadaan-keadaan di mana para profesional memberi pandangan bahawa daripada sekti bukti sains ia akan bantu mereka. Terima kasih.
Datuk Sri Dr. Subramaniam also reiterated that only doctors could decide who would be vaccinated based on scientific evidence and the SOPs. The Women, Family and Community Development Ministry, KPWKM, would assist in obtaining citizenship for babies who have been abandoned or dumped through the process of late birth registration assisted by the Home Ministry. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Rohani Abdul Karim, said the ministry will also work together with the court to find the parents of these babies for the process of documentation.
Bayi yang ada di dalam baby hatch dan juga di institusi kami sebenarnya sedaya usaha cuba membantu untuk memastikan bahawa anak-anak ini juga mendapat kerakyatan. Tapi sebenarnya yang berhormat, apa yang kami buat sebelum kerakyatan, kewarganegaraan, kita menguruskan terlebih dahulu permohonan daftar lewat kelahiran di Jabatan Pendaftaran Negara bagi kanak-kanak yang ditinggalkan, yang semua baby ni memang tak ada dokumen langsung. Dan satu persoalan dicakap kepada kami supaya kita trace ibu bapa. Yang berhormat, cara anak-anak ini datang memang abandon. Jadi kita cuba juga kita pamerkan melalui mahkamah.
Datuk Sri Rohani said in Parliament today that the documentation process is vital as it will facilitate government assistance and adoption process. She said that a total of 697 cases of baby dumping were recorded from 2010 to 2016, with the highest state being Selangor with 157 cases, followed by Sabah and Johor with 84 cases each. A special task force will be established to conduct checks on a company which brought in 4 containers believed to be contain pig intestines but packaged and labelled as lamb meat from Spain. Speaking in Parliament today, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Datuk Sri Jamil Kir Baharum, said the company had not procured a halal certification, which means no action can be taken against it by the Malaysian Islamic Development Department, JAKIM.
Jaminan daripada pihak kerajaan, penguatkuasaan dan pemantauan. Kerana ini soal sensitif, daging yang bercampur akan berterusan dijalankan dan sudah ada satu task force yang telah diwujudkan di kalangan pihak JAKIM, termasuk juga veteriner, termasuk juga pihak-pihak berkaitan di pelabuhan untuk hal yang berkaitan pencerobohan binatang daging yang dicampur dengan binatang yang tidak halal dan diimport bawa masuk ke negara kita Malaysia.
The Department of Malaysian Quarantine and Inspection Service Markis on July 17th seized 430-ton containers of halal and non-halal frozen meat stored together in a cargo shipment area at the port of Tanjung Pelepas at Iskandar Puteri, Johor Bahru. Each container was estimated to have about 30 tons of meat worth around 2 million ringgit. The case is being investigated under Section 11, Subsection 1 of the Markis Act 2011. The Royal Malaysian Police believed the abduction of Pastor Raymond Koh Keng Ju in Petaling Jaya in February has to do with the syndicate group smuggling firearms and drugs led by a man who was shot dead in Ulu Lenggong, Perak on June 17th. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Khalid Abu Bakar said initial investigations on the 3 other suspects found that the group involved has links to another group in Thailand.
Siasatan kita juga mendapati bahawa kumpulan ini ada hubung kait dengan satu kumpulan lain di di sebelah selatan Thailand. Jadi kita sudah bekerjasama dengan rakan kita di Thailand dalam kita meneruskan siasatan.
On February 13, Pastor Raymond Koh, age 62, was abducted by a group of masked men along Jalan SS4/B10, less than 100 meters from police housing complex in Kelana Jaya. Tan Sri Khalid was met at the handover of duty ceremony of the Director of Integrity and Compliance Standards, Department of Management, Director of Department of Homeland Security and Public Order, and also PDRM Council of the pinning of ranks for senior police officers PDRM at the capital. Two men claimed trial at the Seremban Sessions Court today after they were accused of using counterfeit money worth 1,679 ringgit intended for gambling. Chan Hui Bu, 70, and Muhammad Nasir Aman, 59, were accused of committing the offence at 7:50 p.m. on July 10th this year at the back of a hotel in Seremban, Negeri Sembilan. They were charged under Section 489C of the Penal Code, read together with Section 109, punishable with 10 years in prison upon conviction. Bail was granted at 12,000 ringgit each with one surety. However, the accused appealed for a lesser bail, taking into consideration that both of them are senior citizens. Judge G. Ramesh then set bail at 6,000 ringgit each with one surety each and set August 22nd for remention. Norali Smart appeared for the prosecution. A container lorry crashed and burned at kilometre 168.2 of the North-South Expressway in Tangka, Johor, causing the southern route of the Plus Highway to be completely obstructed. Johor Deputy Chief of Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department, Deputy Superintendent Ibrahim Matsom, said the container lorry overturned before it caught fire. Tangka District Fire Chief Bakaria Muhammad Saleh said they sent a team to the scene after receiving a distress call at around 8:15 a.m. They managed to control the fire in 30 minutes. No one, including the driver of the container lorry, was harmed in the incident. The cause of the crash is being investigated. Meanwhile, southbound highway users were advised to exit at Tangka and re-enter via the Bukit Gambir Toll Plaza, and highway users coming from the north are required to use the alternative route at kilometres 169.9. The dusk to dawn curfew in the waters of 7 districts in the Eastern Sabah Security Zone S Zone, which ended today, has been extended for 2 weeks to August 10th. Sabah Police Commissioner Datuk Ramli Din in a statement said the curfew covers the waters of Tawau, Sempurna, Kunak, Lahad Datu, Kinabatangan, Sandakan and Beluran. The curfew requires all residents in the affected districts to refrain from entering the waters between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. The curfew extension was made to ensure that the waters are not invaded by terrorists, following reports that the Abu Sayyaf militant group and others who conduct kidnapping for ransom were still active in the region. Datuk Ramli has authorized all district police chiefs to issue permits to any eligible applicant for fishing activities or in cases of emergency. Thank you for staying with News On 2. The government has agreed to set up an integrity and governance unit at all government-linked companies GLC and state and ministry-owned business entities. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak said the unit, which will be under the supervision of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC, proves the government's commitment in fostering transparency, accountability and good governance.
The business community wants the certainty of knowing that the government is committed to the necessary reforms and is committed to fostering a culture of entrepreneurship and to transparency, accountability and good regulation.
Speaking at the launch of Invest Malaysia 2017, Datuk Sri Najib said Malaysia is now the focus of global investment, with HSBC investing over 1 billion ringgit to build its regional headquarters at the Tun Razak Exchange. Apart from HSBC, Huawei, the global ICT solutions provider, will establish its global operating headquarters with an investment of 2.2 billion ringgit. Saudi Aramco has also allocated $7 billion for the Petronas refinery and petrochemical integrated development project in Pengerang, Johor. The Prime Minister said many more foreign companies in Malaysia are planning to expand their operation, and this is evidence of international business confidence in Malaysia. At the same event, Datuk Sri Najib also launched Bursa Malaysia's Berhad's new leading entrepreneur accelerator platform, Leap Market, aimed at helping small and medium enterprises, SMEs, grow their business to the next level. Datuk Sri Najib said through Leap, wealthy investors can lend money via the capital market to the SMEs. He is also confident that Leap will be able to provide alternatives to SMEs in procuring funds to expand the business.
This is a new qualified market which will offer an alternative way for small and medium companies to raise funds and grow their business to the next level.
Datuk Sri Najib said this in line with the SME Master Plan, which aims to increase the share of gross domestic product contribution by SMEs, their number of employees and volume of exports. A new formula to determine the weekly fuel price mechanism will be announced soon. Commenting on the matter, Domestic Trade, Cooperatives and Consumerism Minister Datuk Sri Hamzah Zainuddin said discussions were held with the Ministry of Finance in creating a win-win situation for petrol station owners and the consumers.
Dalam perbincangan itu memang kita dah pun menentukan bahawa ada caranya untuk kita memastikan tak ada perasaan yang mengatakan mereka tertekan, stres, kerana kita nak pastikan industri ini adalah satu industri yang pengguna tidak mempunyai masalah dari segi supply-nya.
Currently, the government announces weekly petrol and diesel prices every Wednesday, which takes effect after midnight, and the mechanism allows consumers to enjoy a more stable fuel retail price compared to monthly pricing. Earlier this month, he said petrol price might be further liberalized in future, where an application will be developed to show consumers the price of petrol at different stations. On another matter, Datuk Sri Hamzah says the ministry will introduce a formula for calculating uniform and fair late payment charges for borrowers or credit facility provider companies. According to him, the charges would be subject to inflation rates and current financial policies. At present, borrowers are imposed late payment charges regardless of whether they are late by 1 day, 1 month or 2 months. These charges range from 10 ringgit to 40 ringgit.
Maknanya kalau bank negara menetapkan satu kadar BLR-nya kata 3%. Apakah 3% itu mencukupi kepada mereka yang memberikan pinjaman kredit? Jadi kita nak memastikan supaya ada turun naik mengikut polisi tadi, dan dalam waktu yang sama the additional yang kita berikan di atas polisi yang ditentukan oleh bank negara itu kita fixkan. So it can be BLR plus 5 or BLR plus 6. Itu semua kita akan lakukan mengikut formula yang nanti akan kita umumkan.
Datuk Sri Hamzah said the ministry had met with several industry players to discuss a formula for calculating the late payment charges, which would benefit both parties. On the usury imposed on borrowers for late payment to these companies, he said the ministry was in the process of working out other ways of resolving the matter. This includes adopting the Sharia-compliant financial system practiced by banking institutions. Malaysia has voiced disappointment with the move by the United States to exit the Trans-Pacific Partnership TPP trade agreement. Describing it as an unfortunate turnaround for the global economy, Bank Negara Malaysia Governor Datuk Sri Muhammad Ibrahim said many things had been left unclear with the US withdrawal.
The full impact of this development are only likely to be clear some years from now. This is indeed a most unfortunate situation. When faction exacerbate fractions, it damages even the most established form of international cooperation.
Datuk Sri Muhammad Ibrahim said this in his keynote address at the BNM-IMF Summer Conference held in the nation's capital today. Earlier this year, US President Donald Trump signed an executive order to formally withdraw from the TPP as a follow-through on his promise during the presidential campaign. The TPP Accord was negotiated by former President Barack Obama's administration and signed by 12 countries in 2015. The two-day BNM-IMF Summer Conference ends tomorrow. The total vehicle sales in June this year fell 12%, making it 50,275 units compared to the same month last year. Malaysian Automotive Association MAA in its statement said that the decline was largely due to a short working month with the Hari Raya holidays. The total sales of passenger vehicles fell to 45,339 units compared to 50,978 units in June, while the sales of commercial vehicles declined to 4,936 units compared to from 6,384 units the same month. However, despite the decline, the total number of vehicle sales to date for 2017 increased by 3% compared to the same period last year. MAA projected that total sales this month will remain at the same level as last month due to the anticipated delay in vehicle registration process given the uncertainties arising from the liberalisation of motor insurance effective this month. Evening's News on 2. In our top story, government to establish integrity and governance unit at all GLCs. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Renee Fong. Have a pleasant evening.